Hey there everyone, I am Shufflecat, and this is another US 2v2 Pro Cup tournament. This was actually from January 18th. On the warm team we have Num Num Eat 'em Up, and on the cold team we have Feel Fuzzy. And also on the cold team right there, there's my good old friend Binary. I actually made a Play It Like You Know with him, so I'm going to try not to be biased. But if you hear a little bit of that tone in my voice, then you know where that's coming from. Nice play from Losu there. He used his space in order to get up and do a Whirling Blade on Lycos right there. Gonna try and use a Fear in order to peel off Binary at that point. Binary does pull up the rune. Nice, a lot of damage going off on Lycos. His final stand is going off right there. And a little bit of an energy leash in order to peel that off, but not too effective there. Trying to look for a situation. Losu is going in for his ultimate. Does get trapped in a double ultimate right there. That could cause him to go down right about now. Jolly Rancer, he's pulling out a lot of M2s in order to keep him up. Lots of damage going off on Binary right there. Nice combos going off, but was not able to save Losu. Lycos could go down right about here. Nice heal from Binary, trying to interrupt that with a Fear. Jolly Rancher might pick up the energy, or maybe he's just going to continue with this M1 pressure here. A energy leash into EXQ from Binary does pull Jolly Rancher out of that barrier there. And then once again doing it again, and we saw Void Stone there. I'm not sure whose that was. Just to check. That in fact... What the hell is the Void Stone? Oh, okay, no. Oh, okay, it was an Arcane Disruptor. Probably to dispel a Blood Shield or that sort of thing. Okay, so here we go into round 2. We'll see what the response from Warm Team is. They are pulling out a lot of abilities there in order to kind of zone out the energy rune, but cold team is actually getting the advantage in terms of the energy rune. Nice double knockback there from Binary there, and probably that's the type of thing that we were talking about before. Jolly Rancer does get stuck in that ultimate there. Nice juke on that trance from Lycos. And Losu could go down at that point. There he goes. His last stand barrier was not enough to save him there. Was a nice EX Fear from Jolly Rancher. However, was not enough to save him from Binary at that point. So, in general, we're seeing a lot of zoning coming out from Cold Team. They seem to be very good at taking the middle rune, which is something I always take note of in all of my commentaries, of course. We do see Warm Team, they seem to be paying special attention to that this particular round. Jolly Rancher is set up on the point. He could grab it, he does grab it in fact. And he is at the same time putting out a nice amount of heals and support on Losu. Losu, of course, is in typical Spearmaster style. He's in and he's staying in. And he could potentially pull down Lycos the Alchemist right here. He does have his ultimate. Lycos has already used his barrier, so he's just waiting for that to go down. There's the counter ult. We'll see who actually deals more damage at this point. Losu might have come out with the short end of the stick for that because he was not being healed at that exact moment. Binary taking lots of damage all the way down to 25%. Could go down into an EX Bugs, but he does have barrier up. So that was a little bit of a overextend by Losu at that point. He could afforded a little bit of release pressure at that moment. So we could see the Warm Team go down for this third round here. I'm not exactly counting out Jolly Rancher. I have seen healers come back from this sort of situation before. It's a little bit difficult to do, but healers are definitely capable of doing that sort of thing. So we'll see if Warm Team can pull this out for a 5-0 victory against the Cold Team. Cold Team, of course, needing 2 more victories in order to wrap up this series. Nice harpoon from Losu. He gets the blood shield in order to keep him in, and a Kunju does put him even farther in, or actually taking him a little bit out. And counteracting that sleep from Likos. And we do see Binary has switched over onto Jolly Rancher. That is allowing Likos to take a huge amount of damage from Losu. Tanks don't generally do as much damage as DPSers do, at least in the higher levels of play. That is. Likos deciding to put the barrier on Binary. That's an interesting choice, as Losu could have easily have pressured Likos at that moment right there. Doing a little bit of damage. Nice dodge by Binary using the EXQ in order to jump over the fear. Now he's stuck inside of an ultimate, but he manages to block it using a his own shield. I forget what it's called. It's called Iron Claw, that was right. And at this point, we now see Losu has gone down again, and Jolly Rancher is left by himself into this 1 versus 2 situation. This is something that you can see very commonly done in a 2v2 environment, is that one team will usually try to focus down the DPSer so that the healer is the only one left. Healers can do a 1 versus 2, but they are a little bit less likely to do it because of how little damage that they can do. It's usually a decision about which person do you want to have left over at the end. Which person do you think you're going to take less damage killing? And in most cases, the DPSer is the type of person that you can kill a little bit the quickest, because they have to make less mistakes, and it's easier to CC the healer and then DPS down the damage dealer. So we do see that Losu's Whirling Blade at that point was spell blocked, not able to do as much damage as he wanted to. We could see Likos go down to a double ultimate right here. However, Losu does get hit by an energy leash. Nice dodge by Losu. He was able to use his fleet foot in order to get out of the goo at that point. And a little bit of footsies there between Binary and Losu. Binary does get hit by a meteor, and Likos could go down at this point. We do see an ultimate could come from Binary, and a counter ult from Losu is actually hitting the barrier, but that still takes the barrier down quickly enough that the Alchemist doesn't have all that much time to heal. Now, we do see a 1 versus 1 situation between Losu and Binary at this point. This could go either way. Losu does decide to use his Gurgons. So that's a very nice idea. He could, that gives him a little bit of the health advantage. At this point, Binary has no outs, and there he goes down. So, we could see Warm Team turn this around if they get 4 more victories in a row. We certainly see from this last round that they have it in them. They actually can defeat the Cold Team. We'll see if Num Num Eat 'em Up can hold it together for the next 4 rounds. Then they will be crowned the winners of this particular tournament. And Binary starting this off with the energy leash into space knockback right there on Jolly Rancher. Gave them a little bit of an opportunity to deal damage to Losu. And Binary does pick up the energy rune right there. And Losu's a little bit far to the back, but he uses a Kunju to dodge a meter right there. Nice timing. And we see an ult ready, and a counter ult does put Losu down to about 50% health. However, at the same time, Likos did take 75% damage in that ultimate there. See Losu using his Gurgons in order to allow Jolly Rancher to do more damage, and a Dispel coming out from Binary at that point does allow him the opportunity to take a buff or a debuff off of Likos. Losu almost getting caught in that ultimate right there, and using a knockback Binary does in order to put Jolly Rancher at a little bit of a disadvantage there. And Jolly Rancher does go down to a leash into knockback combo. The knockback actually didn't take him out of the leash, but he had to space, which led him open to the knockback from Binary. So, congratulations to Feel Fuzzy on the Cold Team for winning this 2v2 US Super Pro Cup. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.